Hello, everyone. Let's see. Actually, give it a minute. No one's here, and that's okay because I was running a little bit late. Had some unexpected company. Had to be a Southern Belle. Couldn't just kick them out the door, but someone's here. A couple people are here. I can't see who. So whoever you are, welcome. I'm so excited. I have waited for this all week. I might have to start doing this twice a week. Going every week is a long time to wait to talk to you guys. Hey, Vicki. How are you doing? I'm so glad to have you back. I have been missing you a lot. I'm glad to hear that. So glad. I know you are too. Got a couple more people on. Hope everyone has had a great week. Hey, Dusty. How has your week been? I hope you've had a great week. What am I making tonight? Actually, I have something complete to show you guys tonight. And after this live video, I am going to spend time with the husband and Netflix and the Elvis blanket. And I am so excited. I don't know which one I'm most excited about. I haven't spent a lot of time with my husband lately because of our crazy conflicting work schedules. So I'm excited about that. I have been longing to spend time with the Elvis blanket. And then I have found a new series on Netflix. Last night we had a little brief moment at the hospital where, you know, we had that word we don't say, a little bit of quiet time. And since I'm not at the hospital, I'll say it. So I started a new series on Netflix, and it's called Dixie Heart. It's got like 4 seasons, and it's a cute, wholesome show. It reminds me a lot of like a Hallmark movie, except it's 4 seasons. And so I'm really enjoying it. I'm on the 4th episode of season 1. Vicki said, glad to be back. Love the Christmas pillow. Oh, I know. I'm so excited for this week, though. This week we get to make the bow and the ribbons. And then next week we'll put the bow and the ribbons on it and complete the pillow. So I do apologize. It took me a week longer. I don't know if you heard the episode last Friday, but it took me a week longer to get that started for you guys because I couldn't remember how I made it. So I had to kind of play around and frog a little bit, but that's okay. And I think the bow this go round is a lot better. So this time I was smart and I wrote down what I did. Dusty says she's getting stuff done. What are you working on, Dusty? What's got your busy hook going? Vicki, are you referring to the Elvis blanket, or are you referring to the Primrose stitch blanket that I was working on? Hey, Tammy. Vicki, I love Hallmark movies too. I mean, they just warm the heart. You leave every Hallmark movie just feeling so much love and just feeling good. Like it just warm, good feeling. Hello, Courtney. The Primrose? Well, I finished it. That's what I'm going to show you tonight. And then I'm excited because I've got something else with the Primrose stitch blanket to show you. So I'm excited about that. So I'm glad you asked, Vicki. All right, so let's go ahead and get started a little bit because I want to just spend the last portion of this just talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So what is new? First and foremost, we had U.S. Crochet Day this past week, which resulted in a winner. And I have still not heard from the winner. So if anyone knows who that is, please help me reach out. I've been trying to actually go back through the comments and find that particular comment. And so if anyone can give me a suggestion on maybe a better way, since I'm still new at the whole thing, how to relocate that comment and reach out to her. She doesn't have any videos or anything on her YouTube page for me to go and comment on. So I really want to reach out to her. If I don't hear from her by Monday, when I get off work Monday morning, or probably Monday afternoon, I will go live and do another pick. But, you know, I don't want to do that because somebody won. But anyway, so let me know if you have any suggestions on how I might be able to do that. Courtney says she loves Hallmark movies and shows too. They're just so wholesome and so warm, fuzzy feeling. So my husband says they're all predictable, but you know, that's a man's perspective. But he's a great husband because he'll watch them with me anyway. So, and I had to catch him up on the first 4 episodes of this series so that when we go to watch it tonight, he knows what's going on. It's a good man. So I asked him if he wanted to come on here and meet you guys tonight. He said maybe another night. So I don't blame him. He worked kind of hard today. Hey, Carrie with the Yarny Elephant. So glad to have you here. I agree, Vicki. Dusty's been really busy. She's working on a shawl and a vest and 2 hats and a cowl. You are busy, Dusty. Courtney says, my husband does too. He loves the movies that come out in the fall. All right. So I do want to talk a little bit, very briefly, about my video announcing the U.S. Crochet winner. And again, you guys have been really great and really supportive. And I really, this is really hard. Everything I do is done in the light of being a very positive person and non-judgmental. I know, I mean, I'm human. I make mistakes. And I know that, you know, the crochet stuff that I may bring may not be for everyone. And I'm okay with that. I'm a grown woman. I know that not everybody, you know, likes everybody, that sometimes we're judged by the way we look, the way we talk, you know, the job we do. I mean, just crazy things. And I understand that. So if my channel is not for someone, I'm okay with that. I mean, that's life. And we can't please everyone. And I'm okay with that. Because the only person that I honestly am trying to please is my Lord. And he loves me no matter what. And yes, I make mistakes. And there are times he just wants to pick me up and he wants to say, Cynthia, what are you thinking? Girl, I gave you a brain to think with. And I gave you a heart to trust me. And sometimes you just want to do things your own way. You're so stubborn and pig-headed. And then I have to come crawling back to him, just like a child does to her father, and say, I'm so sorry. I messed up. And there's nothing harder than apologizing to him. And you would think as many times as I do it, and I will probably do it 1,000 times 1,000 more in my lifetime, that I would learn, but I don't. And so I'm not perfect. And I'm just going to leave it at that. What you get is what you get. Yes, I know I talk about be joyful and I talk about making joyful creations, but at the end of the day, I'm an imperfect person just trying to live in an imperfect world. And so that's what I'm going to bring you. A little bit of what I love, a lot of honesty, definitely a lot of loyalty, and a lot of Jesus, and a lot of love, and a lot of joyfulness. And if that's what you're looking for, then let's stick this journey out together. If not, then that's okay, because I have lots of other brothers and sisters out there that might be your cup of tea. And so all I encourage is that every person that comes on YouTube finds that one person, that one channel that just makes a difference for them. Because we all need joy. We all need acceptance. We all need love. And we all need friends. No one person was meant to be alone. And I mean, that's how even God feels. That's the whole reason that he created us, was to have a relationship with us. He doesn't need us, but he desires to have a relationship with us, even as imperfect as we are. So, and if we weren't so imperfect, he wouldn't have been so selfless and given his son to us. So that's my little spill. I have gotten a couple more comments and people telling me that they don't want to be, subscribers to my channel because of some of my content. And that makes me sad, because everything I'm doing, I honestly am trying to do to bring a little bit of joy. I know I say that word a lot, but that word is huge to me. It's as big as the word love. And sometimes it is thrown around without that depth of meaning. So anyway, enough of that. And I appreciate all of you who are saying that you can relate. Thank you, Vicki. She says she's in for the long haul. Barbara says so true. Anyway, so I want to keep this positive, so we're going to go along and move. Keep this rolling. So we're live, and I am so excited. This is like our second time here in the studio. Real excited about that. Had been praying about that for a long time and was glad that it happened. But of course, with every good thing, sometimes there's a little bit of a hurdle or an obstacle. I don't think it's an obstacle, but it's just change. And sometimes we're not as easy to accept change. Change is hard sometimes, but it's usually good. So with that change of us being able to go live, how true, Vicki. Vicki said, don't be sad. We all follow our own hearts. And that's all I ask. Be true to yourself. That's what I'm asking, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. So you're right, Vicki. Haters are going to hate. Shake that dust off your feet and keep on being joyful. Girl, hug. Songbird Katie. Oh, thank you so much. And even with that being said, Katie, I'm going to love those haters. I don't want them to love me. I just want them to love the Jesus in me. So, hi, Cynthia. You are a beautiful person and you have a great channel. Thank you for everything you share with your viewers. God bless you, and we are with you. Oh, thank you, Dawn. And Vicki said, I think we're all here for you. I appreciate you guys. Honestly, I feel like I'm the one who's being blessed. I came on here to give my passion and my joy and my knowledge. And in the end, I feel like I'm the one who is doing more of the receiving than the giving. You guys are just wonderful. So please hug yourselves very tight, because that hug is from me. So having this new internet, which has been phenomenal, like where it would take me 2 days to get one video uploaded, I have been able to upload like 4 or 5 videos. So it has been so just exciting and surreal. But that's right, Barbara. We'll just keep giving them Jesus. Courtney says, I had the same thing happen to me a few days ago, but I'm still supporting that channel and loving that person. Absolutely. Absolutely. After all, to be honest, you know, I know you guys have heard this phrase before. We might be the only Jesus they ever see. So, and God never said it would be easy to love his children. I mean, I know it's not easy to love me. So if he can be patient with me, goodness knows, I can be patient with his children and love them. So with this new internet, I want to get rid of the old internet. And before we can do that, we've had to make some changes. And one of those is I have had to change my email address, which I was really scared to do because I didn't want to lose that joyful creation in my email. And so my husband went on and he played around and he discovered that Cynthia's Joyful Creations under Gmail had not been taken. So I was able to change my email and still have the Joyful Creations in there. And so we did it. And so we are working, hopefully by the end of next month, to let go of that AT&T internet completely. But with that being said, I had to go in and change my YouTube channel to what they call a oh, take care, Dusty. I understand. I had to kind of politely get someone out the door to get on, and that's why I was late. So enjoy your visit with your neighbor. That actually makes my heart smile. Too oftentimes we don't spend enough time with our neighbors. So you have fun. We love you and we'll miss you. Come back and catch us on the replay. So I had to make my YouTube channel what they call a brand YouTube channel, so that basically I can assign myself under another email access as an administrator on my channel without having to start a whole new channel and lose everything. Well, as confusing as that sounds, it really isn't. But the downfall of it is when I do that, everything transfers. So that was like, yay, except one thing. And that's the most important part of my channel to me. And that is my comments to you guys. So every video from February 4th until now will go away. And I've already noticed that a lot of them have disappeared. You can see where I hearted your message, but you can't see, or at least I can't see my messages to you. So if anyone can give me some feedback on that, if you'll go to an older video where you may have commented to me on and let me know if you can still see my comments. But when I go on them, I can't see them anymore. So next week when I'm off, my husband and I are going to finish fully getting that set up so that when I start making comments, it's under the brand YouTube. And that way those comments will stick and stay. So if I answer them right now, they're going to disappear. And so some of you have written me some very personal things and I've not responded. And I really hope those individuals are seeing this live, because I want them to know that I'm not just ignoring them. And I've already started praying about some of the things that you've shared. And I cannot wait till next week to actually get on there and comment to you. So it's times like this I wish I had all of your emails so that I could reach out to you on a more personal level. and just really let you know that I am praying for you. And so please, please bear with me through the rest of the weekend so that we can get all of this finished. It takes 7 days for that to happen, and we did it last Saturday. So after Saturday night, sometime Sunday, my husband's going to work on that for me so that hopefully come Monday afternoon after I wake up, I will be able to start commenting again, and those comments will stick. So anyway, you can't see them anymore, Vicki? Okay. So that's what's going on. So just help me bear through this transition. But once we get through this, it'll be smooth sailing, and I cannot wait. So, because the comments are the most important thing to me about my channel and getting to know you guys and developing these relationships. So let's see. I tried to go on to the Hat Not Hate Facebook page to give you guys an update of how many hats they've collected. And so I don't know if any of you have been following that. I don't know if any of you have participated in the Hat Not Hate program. But if you have, and you have a new number total, please let me know. Hey, Robin, so glad to have you. And so I don't know what the updated total is. I just still have the total from the last time we were together, and they're just under 14,000 hats at that time. So, and I think that's been the count from about maybe 11 days ago. So, all you guys are awesome welcoming Robin. Thank you for that. And is it Del Du? Hello to you. So glad to have everyone. All right, so let's get started. What's in your cup? What are you drinking today? I am drinking some hot tea. Not really sure why I'm drinking it hot tonight, because it's actually a little bit warm outside. It's in the 80s. However, and I know for some of you that may not be too warm, but we have a storm rolling in, and I am excited. I don't know about y'all, but I love rain. I love storms. I love to hear thunder. I'm very much a nature girl. So Katie's drinking Coke. Robin says she drinks tons of tea too. My husband did pick up some dinner for us, and we're going to enjoy that after this live video. And I believe I've got some root beer waiting on me. So that's a nice little Friday treat, because not something I drink very often. Robin says I do not like storms. I have a girlfriend, and whenever it would storm, you know, I'm like, oh, let's open the windows so we can hear the rain. And she would literally, I have a long hallway that goes to all the bedrooms, and then down from the living room to the bathroom and the kitchen. Or you can cut through from the living room through my craft studio to the kitchen. But anyway, she would literally go sit in the hallway whenever it would storm. She was totally amazing. So, and I have this big, I'll have to introduce Mr. Bear to y'all sometime, but I have this big, huge teddy bear that when my husband and I were dating, that he surprised me with. I think a aunt had given it to him either when he was born or just a couple years old. And he had taken that teddy bear and he ripped the seams out of it and pulled the stuffing out and put fresh stuffing in. And he took the eyeballs out and put fresh eyeballs on and redid the nose and whatnot and sewed it all up and gave me that as a gift when we were dating. And we call him Mr. Bear. And like I said, he's huge. So my friend would sit in the hallway with Mr. Bear. Take care, Judy. Have a good night. Vicky says her sister doesn't like storms either. Hey, Cinta. Cynthia, I hope I said that right. I have loved seeing your comments on my videos. Thank you so much. Barbara says she listens to rain and thunder meditation to nap. My husband and I have one of those. I have ringing in my ears. So when I go to lay down, even when I'm exhausted, that ringing is really loud. And so the doctor suggested us getting one of those home medic things where you can play like raindrops or crickets or ocean waves or whatever. And we do the rainstorm, and it literally calms that ringing. And so one of the music channels I found is actually a couple up from the Christian station, but it is nature sounds. And it will play all kinds of things from rainforest to desert to Indian dance to you name it, all nature sounds. Sometimes it's birds singing and whatnot. And I love actually just sitting and crocheting to that. And what's funny is when my dogs are sleeping and then all of a sudden a bird or something might make a sound on there and they look up and they start barking. Oh, so I must have went away. I'm sorry. Maybe it's because of the rainstorm coming in. Diva J, yes, I do. That's why I've been sharing some of it. I don't know if you heard, but when I first started crocheting, I kept everything in bins and I couldn't see what I had. So I kept buying more to work on certain projects, not knowing what I had. And voila, this is what I ended up with. Very blessed. That's why I'm sharing. I love the rainstorm YouTube has that's like 45 minutes long. Oh, wow. I've not seen that. I'll have to go check into that. Yes, Barbara. Native American flute music is good. I do love that. Well, thank you, Robin, for stopping by. I hope you have a great Friday night, or I'm not sure where you are and what time of day it is for you. All right. So what's on your hook? We've talked about what's in our cup. What's on your hook? What are you working on? I hear you, Diva J. Honestly, and then like when AC Moore was going out of business, that's where I got a lot of my stuff. Like they marked things way down. And I was able to just get lots of goodies. And that's what I do whenever I'm in town, because the nearest Michael's and Joann's, of course, all of our AC Moores are gone. I'm sad about that. Hobby Lobbies, I will go into them and I just hit the clearance aisle. So Diva J is working on a yellow romper is on her hook. Wow, that's exciting. And Katie's working on the Erin Hart's throw. Barbara's working on a purse. Now that's something I've never done before. So Barbara, you'll have to keep me posted on how that's going. Is that your first time ever making a purse? And Cynthia is working on a bell sleeve sweater. I love the bell sleeves on any shirt. So that is going to be gorgeous. A mosaic blanket is what Courtney is doing. I do like those mosaic granny squares. I did one for my son and his wife. I don't know if you've seen it on one of my videos, but I'll be showing it again because I'm going to try and do a video sometime in the fall of all the blankets I've made, or a good collection of them. Hello, Jen. Welcome to have you. Judith is working on a granny square stitch blanket. Dawn's working on blankets for the granddaughters. And Tammy is finishing touches to a cardigan. Vicki is summer top right now, but will be winter before I finish. That's how I feel about the Elvis blanket. It'll be her next birthday before she gets it. Katie's also working on a shells throw with the Caron Big Cakes beach glass colorway. Oh, that is going to be beautiful. I actually know what colorway you're talking about with that. That's a very pretty. Diva J says she got excited when she finally caught a sale at Michael's. I lost it and spent over $200 on $2.99 skeins. That is so easy to do. Courtney, I agree. That was a great steal. Hey, Mimi Cat Do. I am so glad to have you here. I love that I can converse with those who know exactly what I'm talking about. I know, right? And Vicki, I am so sorry to hear that, but I did know all of that, and I am so happy to have you back. You guys continue to pray for Vicki that she will continue to be smooth sailing towards healthier days. So glad to have her back. She was one of my first and biggest fans, and I'm telling you what, I have a special place in my heart for that lady. So speaking of special ladies, I did want to give y'all an update. Last week I asked y'all to pray for one of my subscribers, Chris Daniels. Her little doggy Yoda was not doing very well, and she actually commented on our last Cup to Hook conversation and said that Yoda was doing a lot better. So I hope that Yoda is continuing to do better. I mean, our dogs are just as much of our family as our kids are. So when they're sick, it breaks our heart. And then my friend, Miss Beverly, who lost her sister. In fact, today is her sister's birthday. She would have been 81, I think, today. And she died a couple days ago. Well, about a week ago, I guess now. My days are mixed up. That's the bad part about going in one night at the hospital and getting off the next day. To me, it seems like one day, but it's actually 2 days. So I get my days mixed up. But Miss Beverly fell while she was in Indiana. She lives here in Newberry, South Carolina with me, and she fell and ended up fracturing her back and had 2 black eyes and 2 bumps on her head. And she went to the doctor, and your prayers were very much received. And the fracture in her back is healing very well and very nicely. So no PT is necessary and no surgery, which is really great because Miss Beverly's 79, so a surgery would be very difficult for her. So I appreciate all your prayers. You got it, Vicki, and we will continue to keep praying for you. So I'm going to show you what I have been busy with besides the tutorials. That primrose blanket that I was working on, I have finished it with the exception I have the last tail to weave in, but I did finish it. Vicki was asking me about this earlier. So this is it. I hope you can kind of see that. And this is what I did for a border. Try and get close enough so you can see that. I can't see what you see, but you can see it a little bit there. So I tried to give it a little bit of that shell border to kind of match the primrose stitch so it would flow. And I was asked if I would do a tutorial on a border for this blanket, so I did, and that will be coming out Monday with our Fun Day Monday episode. Hey Chris, we were just talking about you and Yoda. How's Yoda doing? Thank you, Courtney, for the comment on the blanket. So trying to see how Mr. Yoda's doing. And you guys, you can keep Chris in your prayers too, because she's been having some health issues as well. So hopefully she'll give us a feedback on how she and Yoda both are doing. So to go along with my primrose stitch blanket, I had a little bit of yarn left over, both in the Hummingbird DK yarn and the light blue and mauve in the Bernat baby yarn. So I took the last little bit of the Hummingbird yarn and just made a little newborn beanie hat with it. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but gave it just kind of a little ribbed border around it. And then I took the last of that Bernat coordinates yarn and made a little hat with it. Now this is more of a newborn, and then this one is more for like probably about 3 to 6 months. Yoda is doing better. So good to hear that. And I hope you are too, Chris. Of course, I know it's going to be a long journey for you, but we are so happy and thankful to have you here with us tonight. But anyway, so this is the blanket. This is the hat that I made with the baby Bernat, and I put the little peacoat stitches on the bottom of it. Isn't that cute? I just love that yarn. I've really fallen in love with it. That's this stuff here. Of course, here, I don't know if you can even see it. This is pink and white, and then the other colors are back behind it. All right. So I did not get any more done on my daughter-in-law's hoodie, but that's okay. It's kind of like a project I'm kind of working on, like when I can't work on everything else. I have until Christmas, so I've got time. It is soft. It is a very soft yarn. And you know what else I like about it is it kind of has a texture to it. Even though it has a texture, it is amazing how soft it is. But it's got a little bit of a weight to it. So I know. I love that little border myself, Jen. All right. So let's talk about the shout out subscriber video. So I told you that I had a special box, and this is the box that I'm going to put the names in. So the only downfall about this is I'm so afraid of mispronouncing someone's name, because names are just as precious and special as the person themselves. because that's what their mama named them. And I don't want to mess up anyone's names, but if I do, please forgive me and my ignorance of being able to pronounce it right. So these are the people that were on last Saturday's video, and a new video will come out tomorrow. And again, if you're new to all of this, on Saturdays, there will be what's called a Saturday Shout Out Love Share. And the shout outs will list 8 names of subscribers on my channel. And it's just saying thank you for being here and doing this journey with me, spending time with me, hanging out with me, being my friend. And then the last 2 are podcasters that I hope that you will go click on the links and check out their channel and give them some support. I can talk. Chris, we're going to be wrapping it up before too long too, but you go when you have to, honey. Oh my gosh, I'm coming to your house for dinner. Last time I've had a brat was, oh my gosh, at the fair, and I haven't been to the fair in a while. Those are so good. You're right, Cynthia. That would be a great border on knit sweaters. All right, so let's go over the names from last week's video, and we're going to get them in the box. But anyway, so every week there's 10 names. And so the first Friday in every month, I will draw one name out of that group of names. And that person will just win something special from me. It will be very small. It won't be anything big. Might just be a skein of yarn, a crochet hook, stitch markers, a gift card to somewhere. But anyway, so that's what this is all about. So last week we had Kathy Jinks. So Kathy's name is going to go in the box. We had Susan Lavoie. So Susan's going to go in the box. Julie Nicholson. And 8 Smiley Lady. And every month, all these names will come out after the one is chosen. So everybody has a, 1 in 40 or 1 in 50 chance of winning something. And then once I've gone through everyone that I know of on my subscriber list, then I will start over. All right. Teresa Patton. Glint 007. Sherilyn Fossum. Michelle Beam. And then our 2 podcasters that I hope you'll go check out are Paradise Creations and Ricola's Crochet Corner. All right, and then we'll close the box until next Friday. So let's see. The next thing we were going to talk about is I got 6 videos out last week, so I hope you were able to catch them. There was the Saturday Shout Out Love Share, and then we did Yarn Wall Voyage 8 with the Red Heart Baby Soft yarn and the Bernat Softy Baby Stripe. And I had some people tell me that some of that, yes, Cynthia, the links for them are in the description box under the Saturday Shout Out Love Share video. So go pull that up, and they are in there. Thank you, Courtney. I do want it to be something fun, and it's my way of saying thank you, but I did get a lot of negative feedback on it as well and lost some subscribers. And again, that's okay. I love them for being honest. So, but on that yarn wall yarns that we were looking at, I had some folks tell me that some of that yarn is discontinued. So that's exciting that I have some, but sad that if I go to work on a project, I can't get any more. So I have to make sure that I make those projects count. Bye, Tammy. And then let's see, we had the Fun Day Monday where we did the frozen blankets, where we took the fleece blankets and kind of cut and trimmed the edges all the way around and tied them into knots to give it kind of a unique border that we called with love. And some folks gave me some really interesting things. Oh, wow. Chris said, everyone be careful and change your password on Amazon sign-in, that her Amazon got hacked today. So thank you, Chris, for sharing that. I hate that that happened to you, though. It's just unbelievable. The links that some people will go to. It is scary. But some folks shared with me on those blankets that they take the printed side and then put a solid colored one on the back side and do them together. And that's a really cool idea. So I really was excited that you guys shared that. Oh, wow, Chris. Thank you, Courtney. I had a lady that I used to work with at the hotel, and she would make those for her grandkids and all of her nephews and nieces. And so she taught me how to do it, and I made some for my nephew and my niece. And that was the last time I had done it until my husband found those frozen blankets on the clearance aisle at Walmart and brought them home and surprised me. And I can't believe he remembered that, because it had been probably a good 8 years ago when I did that and when Miss Ann taught me. But I know, Jen, I agree. I love the Olaf blanket. I love Olaf. I like snowmen, but Olaf especially. That's my favorite part of Frozen is Olaf. To me, it's all about Olaf. I know, he is a good husband. I can't wait for you guys to meet him. All right. And then let's see. Then on Tuesday, we announced the crochet winner. And then I did also on Tuesday the unboxing of box 14 with Crochet Society on Beach Please. And I hope that she had already done her reveal. I always try to hold off and wait. I actually had been feeling a little under the weather. And so I actually did it a little bit later than when I actually got the box. And so then after I did it and I started looking for hers, I couldn't find it. So then I felt bad. So I'm hoping that she had already done hers and I've just missed it. But I love those Crochet Society boxes. And if you haven't done so already, I have a video out on the last Crochet Society box, box 13, on the 3 patterns on which one I should do, the shawl, the bunny, or the vest. So if you haven't put in your vote, please do that. That will end next Friday. So next Friday when we come together, I will let you know which one won. So far, in the beginning, the bunny was taking the lead, but now it is a toss-up day to day on the shawl and the vest. So I have a very strong feeling it's going to end up being the shawl or the vest. Yes, Mimi Cat do. I agree with the beach box. And I will probably be doing the same thing with that box after we do this one and I actually make whatever wins, is to get your opinion on which project I should do with the actual specific yarn. But I do have plans on doing all three of those, the shawl, the vest, and the bunny, because they're all three cute and adorable patterns. And I did see the sneak peek. Now, see, I haven't seen her do the unboxing for box 14, but I did see the video where she did the designer reveals for box 15 that has like the stars on it. So I am real excited about that box. That box is gorgeous. Of course, I say that about every box. I love Crochet Society. Yes, the winner's name was Claudette's Cards. So if anyone knows who that is, please help me find her. I'm trying to read everything Chris is saying about her Amazon account where it was hacked. Bye, Courtney. All right. Please come back and catch the replay if you can. So we're going to wrap this up. I know I'm running a little bit late. I started a little bit late. Had to get a sweet person out the door, which love visiting with people. Most time if I see anyone anymore, it's because they've come in through the ER. But and then, of course, Wednesday we did the part 2 of the Christmas pillow, where we actually stuffed it and sewed up the sides. And so next week on that, we'll be doing the bow and the ribbons. And then the following week, we will put the bow and the ribbons on the pillow and have our Christmas present pillow complete. That's good, Chris. I'm glad that they're being proactive about it. Because again, that is so scary. I understand, Katie. Glad you came back. Chris has been telling us about how her Amazon account got hacked. All right, so my question for us tonight that I hope you will answer in the comments section, especially after the replay comes out, is what is a type of yarn that you have never used but want to try? And for me, the answer would be the ice yarns. I hear Crystal from Bag a Day, Krista from The Secret Yarnery talk about ice yarns, and even Glenda with Creative Grandma talk about ice yarns all the time. And I know that that's pretty much all that Krista and The Secret Yarnery will buy. I absolutely love her. I try very hard to catch all of her podcasts. Sometimes I have to stay awake and I fall asleep watching them. Excuse me, because they come on. For her, it's nighttime, it's evening. But for me, I'm just getting off at the hospital and coming home. And sometimes I fall asleep and have to catch her on the replay. But bye, Vicki. I'll see you later, love. So glad to have you back. But anyway, she talks about how she uses nothing anymore but pretty much ice yarns. And so that's what I would love to try. Barbara says Kobu. I have not tried that either. Chris says ice too. Thank you, Cynthia. I see what you said about my job. A lot of times due to HIPAA, I can't talk about things that I see and happen, but I'll be honest, we've lost a couple people this past week due to COVID, and it's just breaks my heart because some of it was just so sudden, and family, they can't come in. Now they can whenever there's an end of life situation, but sometimes it happens so quick that you're calling in them and having to, I don't have to make that call, but one of our staff members is having to call and tell them that their loved one is gone, and it's hard. It's very hard. And we are the face that they see when they come in, and whether you're registering someone else, you still have to show that compassion, and it's hard. I mean, the grief is just takes some very special people. My hats go off to the staff members that have to make those phone calls. Okay, yarn nut. I'll have to look into that. I've not heard that. I'm with you, Judith. I really want to try Ice Yarns. They talk about them so much. They talk about the quality, the color selection. That's what's exciting too, is the color selection. Barbara understands. She says she has a nurse and a med tech for daughter. Her daughters are a nurse and med tech. Chris, I am only here because this is where God put me. When I chose to end my career working for the hotels as a direct sales and traveling all the time, just so I could be home with my husband, and even though my children are grown, to be with them, especially starting their lives and what they're going to do, and creating grandbabies and bringing those, I knew that I needed to make a change. And of course, I didn't know about a grandbaby back then because I left 2.5 years ago. But I heard there was an opening in the ER and I met the qualifications. So I applied, and 2 hours later, I got a call. 2 days later, had the interview. And after 2.5 hours later, I had the job. And 2 weeks later, I started. And I've now been there 2.5 years. And I do feel blessed. Okay, Chris said that they have a YouTube channel. Well, I'm going to have to go check that out. Right, Cynthia? She's saying Ice Yarns has every kind of yarn you could think of. It is a very popular site now. Chris said she used to want to be a nurse. You're saying you're surprised that I haven't heard of Yarn Nut? I haven't. But I'm going to go look into it. Chris, to be honest, until this year, there's a lot that I'm learning. And unfortunately, working nights in the ER, 12-hour shifts, and I'm sleeping during the day, I literally only on my days off get to start kind of branching out and looking at things. And it wasn't really until probably late November, early December that I even really started just like zoning in on YouTube and watching YouTube. Oh, wow. Songbird Katie said that Yarn Nut sells Ice Yarns. Or wait, let me see. That site, they need a map. You are here. You want to go there and how to get there. Lost finding the fine mohair flame yarn. Huh, Chris says most of it is ice. Well, then that's my assignment next week. I'm going to go check out ice yarns. Got my planner, so I'm going to put it down. To go look at Yarn Nut. Oh, Katie says, no, I was asking if they do. I got confused if we were talking about a channel by Ice Yarns or the Yarn Nut. And Chris is confirming that Yarn Nut does sell ice yarn. The only reason I have not really spent a lot of time looking at the ice yarn yet is I've heard that the shipping is really expensive, but then I've heard other people talk about that it's not so bad. So I just need to look into it myself, but I'm going to go to the Yarn Nut first. I agree, Cinta, that the ice yarn site is a little overwhelming, and at first using an affiliate is probably better, like Yarn Nut. Cool. Shipping for ice yarn is pricey, Mimi Catdo said. That's what I've heard, Mimi. So I'm definitely going to check into the Yarn Nut. Where is the Yarn Nut? Do you know where their headquarters is stationed? Shipping is not bad if you live near an international airport. I'll have to check and see if our Columbia airport is international. I know Charlotte, I'm pretty sure is. But I'm like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from that. But I have friends that live there. Mimi, I agree with you. Krista from Secret Yarny does say that. That's kind of why I've been a little bit hesitant to try. Because it's clearly I'm not in any need of having to buy yarn right now, but for me, 30 skeins was about $9. And I live north of LA, California. Okay. So Judith says, if you go on the website, shipping is high, but if you count out the amount of items, then add total plus shipping and divide that by number of items, it's not so bad. Okay. Oh, okay. So Chris says that she asked once the owner in the video what background they were at behind them in the video and said that it was in Wisconsin. So that's stateside. Cool. All right. Well, I think we all agreed that ice yarns is definitely one that we would like to try. I bet it was beautiful scenery if it was in Wisconsin. Cynthia, that is a really good idea. Use a friend and order together and split the shipping. Of course, I have to find a friend locally that crochets as much as I do. I do have one young lady that surprisingly, her name was drawn and will be on tomorrow's video, that is local and started crocheting not too long ago. But she's an amazing baker. Oh my gosh. It's sad that I'm a diabetic because some of the things she can bake, the cakes, the pies, the cookies, the cake pops, oh my gosh. Chris said her husband's from Wisconsin. I had a good friend that I went to college with that was from Wisconsin, and he married one of my best friends that I had known since the, gosh, 6th grade. But unfortunately, he passed away several years ago from cancer. But he was a missionary in China, he and my friend. An instigator, teach a coworker to crochet. I know, right? I did have one of the nurses come up to me and ask me if I would give her some tips on how to do the finger yarn crochet, but I've actually not done the finger yarn crochet yet. I've tried teaching Miss Beverly to crochet, and she has not got it just yet, but I gave her props for trying. Chris says they go to Wisconsin every year, but not sure about this year, which is understandable. You're going through a lot. Oh, Chris, I just saw your message. Baby girl, you know you got lots of friends here. I'm going to tell you what, you have no idea how many smiles you put on my face. You are right, Chris. Sometimes it's hard for people to know what to do or how to respond, and it's easier to let go for them than to go out of their comfort zone. And yet that's when we need them the most. Hello, Miss Barbara Wriggle Baker. Y'all, that was my fairy winner. Barbara, I don't know if I ever told you this because, I mailed your box to Kentucky, so I know you're from Kentucky. But that Tennessee and Kentucky were where my husband and I said we were going to retire one day to a little cabin in the mountains. But now that my girlfriend and her husband live in Virginia and they're real close to the Tennessee border to work, I ended up going in as a patient, and I ended up being out of work a little over 4 months, healing after surgery and doing PT. And the young lady that I was talking about that's taken up crocheting, I don't know where I'd been without her. She was constantly coming in and bringing me lunch during the day because I couldn't get up and walk. So she would bring me lunch, and then she would help me get up and, make sure I could go to the bathroom and whatnot until my husband could get back home. And then Miss Beverly, there were times, would just come and spend days with me. And in the beginning, all I did was sleep because of the medication I was on. But I was very, very grateful and blessed for them. And y'all, my husband was absolutely amazing. But on a good day, he is amazing. Like, I don't know how I honestly lucked up and found him. God, for sure. Well, Chris, I hope you know, baby girl, that you've got all of us here. I agree, Jen. And I've heard one person say one time that when situations like that happen, it's not that they don't care about the person, they're afraid of losing the person. So they kind of take a step back. But that's sad, because help that person fight. Help them make it through. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry about your mom. Oh, I'm sorry to hear I'm freezing. And I know we're running over, guys, but this is what I want from this conversation, is for us to just have each other. Katie, oh my gosh, my girl, I'm sorry to hear about your mom. You and Chris do have a lot in common. And Chris, I know what you mean. If you look back at my introduction video, one of the reasons I even started my channel was to have people to hang out that shared the same passion I do. But it's gone way beyond just crocheting. Having the friendships, when you work nights and you sleep days, you're awake when the rest of the world's sleeping, and it's hard to have friendships. And Jen's right. Sometimes it's easier to step back than to deal with other people, someone else's problems. But oh my gosh, oh, Chris, I love you so much. I honestly wish I could just physically wrap my arms around you right now. So when is your birthday, Chris? August what? You said a week before my birthday. Or wait, are you oh, your mom, are you saying your mom passed a week before your birthday? Katie, my mom's birthday is August 25th, and I'm feeling a lot of emotion as that date approaches. Oh, Katie. October 4th. That's your birthday, Chris, October 4th? Oh, wow. Well, I know that you and Katie, Chris, you and Katie cannot physically feel this, but everybody just give them a big hug right now. We love you both so much. Well, Chris, thank goodness you do have your husband. I'm so glad that he is there for you. And I know with everything you're going through, it sounds like he's an amazing person who is sticking by your side and truly being your best friend. I hear you, Katie. She's saying she's thankful that her mom didn't have to face COVID-19. Thank you, Jen, for loving both of them, giving them hugs. Sorry, I'm just making some notes. Well, let's go into this, and maybe this will help some of us. I thought this would be appropriate after doing the U.S. crochet drawing and everything that came out of that, both positive and negative. And it's called No Contest. And I'm not going to try and hold it and read it through the camera, so I'm going to do it this way. I hope y'all can see that. It's all about getting ahead. You must prove yourself to be the best, whether it's through your intellect, beauty, wealth, or skills. We are naturally disposed to comparing ourselves to others, to competing and seeking prominence at whatever they consider their strength. But you don't have to put yourself through such a useless and destructive exercise, because God loves you just the way you are. He's given you a unique talent that He's going to work through. So you don't have to contend against other people. You can work with them. Friend, do not compete. When God is working through you, you're already the best that you can be. You're already a winner. So be gracious and act like it. Tell God that you want to feel special, and He will make you unique, successful, and loved. And so if you are one of my female friends joining me today, I want you to tell yourself that you are the daughter of a king. And if you are one of my male friends joining me today, I want you to tell yourself that you are the son of a king. And as this said, you are already a winner because of Him. So be gracious and act like it. And know that you are unique, successful, and loved because of Him. And so the verse that I want to encourage you with today is from Psalms 139:14. And it says, I will praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows well. Only God could have known the conversation that we were going to have today. And only He could have given us these words of encouragement. I mean, He is so amazing. I was looking at you ladies both talking about how neither one of your moms would have made it through COVID. I love it. I love it, Katie. Boob squishing hugs. We're going to hashtag that. Oh, Chris. And I know that it seems hard not being able to leave the house because of COVID, but honey, I'm glad that you can't. And the reason I say that is because I would not want you to have to deal with anything more than what you're already dealing with. And by staying home, it is protecting you. It is keeping you healthier than what you already are right now. And besides, like I said, you have no idea how many smiles you put on my face. I would be so lost without you right now. So I hope that if nothing more, you'll keep coming every Friday night and letting us hang out together and spend time and just be there for one another. And I really appreciate you and Katie both being so vulnerable and opening up to us. I'm just reading your comments. You ladies are amazing. Talented, and just add so much value to this world, this community, to me. I love it, Katie. Hashtag boob squishing hugs. Maybe that's what we need to rename this instead of cup to hook conversations. Let's have some boob squishing hugs time. Then Chris, we definitely want you to stay home. I know it's lonely. I know it's hard. I just pray that this just passes quickly. I know what you're saying, Jen. She's saying that it's so hard to be in the presence of people and not be able to physically hug them. It does. It makes you feel fake. And honestly, right now, there's so many elderly people in my church that even on the Sundays where I could go, I haven't, because I know that I've been exposed to COVID, and luckily I don't have it, but still, it's a chance that I'm just not willing to risk. So I'm just so blessed and thankful that our pastor is doing all of our service and our Wednesday night Bible study on Facebook Live. And speaking of which, I'm starting a Bible study in the morning on Zoom, and I'm excited. It's way back when I lived in Mississippi, which was almost, 20 years ago. And well, yeah, 20 years ago, because my youngest son was a year old when we left, and he's 21. I had a young lady call me up and reconnect with me, and she is leading a Bible study, and they're going to do it by Zoom. And so I'm excited and so thankful for that. I hear you, Katie. Well, whenever I do come in the presence of my children, I definitely hug them. And God does give us a peace. Well, be careful Monday, Chris, when you go out to have that pump refill. I don't know about where you go, Chris, but I know in the ER, after we check people in, if they actually have to sit in the lobby, of course, they can't have anybody with them. But, and I really don't know how good it does, but like one side of the waiting room is for people that don't have potentially COVID, symptoms. And then the other half is for people who do have potentially COVID symptoms. But the bottom line, you're still sitting in the same room. So I don't know. Yes, Chris, I just realized that you were going to leave us to go eat. See, that's a wonderful, amazing husband you have. But tell him thank you for letting us keep you a little bit longer and love on you. I will definitely be praying for you this week. I've already been praying for you, but I hope everyone has a great week. But let's definitely remember Chris and Katie this week. They're both not only dealing with some difficult things, but the loss of their mom. And I don't care how long ago it was, it doesn't get easier. Especially right now with everything you're going through, that's the one person that you would want to talk to and have that, solace with. And well, I appreciate everyone staying. I know that there's another channel that came on at 8 o'clock, and I know some people had to leave for that. But I hope everyone has a great week. I am so thankful and so blessed for each and every one of you. And thank you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. And I hope you have a great rest of your Friday night. I'm going to go join the husband and have dinner and catch some more Netflix and work on an Elvis blanket. So I love you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful week. And I think I'm also going to put a video out of all the videos that are possibly coming out this week. If I don't get it done for this week, I think I'm going to start doing that for next week. So anyway, let me know. What do you want to see a tutorial on? What stitches do you want me to do a tutorial on? This is for you guys. I want to be here for you. So let me know what you want to see. All right. Well, I love everyone. Hugs to you. And remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. God said it. It's true. And as we all know, God don't make no junk. So bye, guys. Be joyful. Stay crafty.